Yo guys, what's up? Well, here we are, last day of the year. Did you accomplish everything you wanted to accomplish? Some of you did, but I bet most of you didn't. And I don't say that to take away. I don't say that to be a jerk. I say that as a matter of fact. And I want you to understand that the reason, most likely, that you didn't achieve what it is that you wanted to achieve is because you don't truly believe that you have it in you to achieve these things. You see them as special. You see the people who accomplish these things as special. And what I need you to understand, and what I want you to understand moving into the next year, is that all of these people that you observe living a better life than you, in your opinion, all of these people you admire, all of these people that you look up to, all of them, every single one of them, is no different on the inside than you are. You have all of those same things they have. And I know this sounds elementary, and I know it sounds maybe even childish to say, but you are the perfect version of you already. You are the version of you that other people will love. All you have to do is give yourself permission to go be it. And that's going to require you to get uncomfortable. That's going to require you to put yourself out there. That's going to require you to maybe look a little fucking stupid walking down the street with a fucking GoPro in front of all kinds of my neighbors and all kinds of shit to get the message across, okay? People aren't gonna get it until they fucking get it. And you have it in you. And you guys know me, bro. I'm not someone to pump sunshine. I'm not someone to say, you know, things that aren't true. But there's a whole lot of negativity in the world, and there's a whole lot of bitter people, and there's a whole lot of angry people that work very diligently to convince you that you are less than, that you are somebody that is not them, that you aren't like them, and you'll never be like them. And I'm here to tell you guys, that's just not the fucking truth. If you listen to losers, you'll be a fucking loser. So don't listen to them, okay? You have everything inside of you that all these people have. You have the ability, you just haven't earned the skill set yet, all right? You mistake these qualities that other people have as traits in their personality. You think they are something they are born with, when in reality, they aren't born with anything more than what you have. The only decision that they've made that you haven't is they were okay with looking fucking stupid in front of their fucking friends. They were okay with looking stupid in front of their family. They were okay with looking stupid in front of the world. And they did so long enough that they developed skills, and they developed their authentic self, and they discovered their voice. They learned who they were, and then they went out and they started winning with it. And that's what I want you to do in 23. I don't want you to sit around as a spectator. I don't want you to sit around thinking that you are here to observe people like me. You are not here to observe people like me. You are here to become the best possible version of yourself. And the way that we do that is by stop sitting on the fucking bench and get in the motherfucking game. You know you're living below your potential. I know you're living below your potential. And so let's make this the year we stop that shit. Let's make this the year where we stop listening to people who limit our belief system. Let's make this the year that we ignore our friends and our family who say things to us to humble us and make us be quiet and sit the fuck down and become irrelevant. Let's make this the year that we step into the greatness that we all have inside of us to inspire other people to be great as well. Because greatness is a responsibility of all of us. If you become great, other people will win because of that. If you persevere and overcome, other people will observe that. And when you do that, you're living a noble purpose. So think about what your purpose is, and think about how you've been living thus far. Because the reality is, we can all do a better job, me included. And I plan on doing that. And what I'm saying to you here on the last day of 2022 is fuck everybody that doesn't believe in us. Fuck them all. We're gonna go out, we're gonna become the best version of ourselves, we're gonna inspire other motherfuckers to win, and because of us, this world will change. So my message is very simple. Give yourself permission to be the bad motherfucker that lives inside your heart that you are afraid to tell anybody about. Because we all have that version of ourselves, and keeping that version of ourselves is the greatest fucking tragedy of our entire existence. Happy 23. Go kick some fucking ass.
My father passed away. And what I'm going to do is share with you a tribute to my dad. And it's the lessons that he taught me. He lived for 98 years and 8 months. Another one that Dad taught me was that not to give up and not to give in. My father said, I have never known a successful man who quit his way to the top. I love that. And when I think of my father's perseverance, my father, as I've taught in another lesson, was very consistent. My father was very focused. As I just taught a moment ago, my father prioritized well. My dad had no quit in him. He didn't. What he set his mind to do, he stayed right on track. And it was something that I watched in him, and it's something that I admired, because what happened is, because he had no quit in him, I watched my father handle difficult days and adversity in a very successful way. And what that did for me is, when I began to be, as a leader, hit with the tough times, the one thing that never entered my mind was to quit. Maybe it entered my mind that I ought to create and find a better way. Maybe it entered my mind that I needed to have some people come alongside and help me so that we could maybe together get through a dark time. Maybe it entered my mind that I needed to ask some questions so that I could better be ready to stay in the game. But it never entered my mind to quit. Why? Because I never saw my father quit. I saw my father understand that at the end of the day, the person that wins is the one that stays in the game. Now, that had such an impression on me as a kid. Now, you have to go back to 1972, 73. Now, I'm pastor. I'm doing pretty well, and I'm still living out the lessons that Dad taught me and was teaching me at that time. And I'll never forget, I got into a real tough stretch at my congregation. And to be honest with you, it was wearing me out. And for the first time, I was 28. For the first time, I thought, maybe I ought to quit. Maybe I ought to just let this one go. And then I remembered my dad and his example. One of his favorite expressions is just keep on keeping on, son. Keep on keeping on. There was no quitting, keep on keeping on, that's for sure. And so I can still remember the day in my office I picked up the old thick Webster's dictionary. Now you can talk about, hey, those were the days. Hey, remember the days when you had encyclopedias? Remember the days we didn't have all this technology and all the wonderful advances we have today? So I took my old Webster dictionary, and I went to the Q section, and I got to the word quit, and I took my scissors and I cut it out of the dictionary. I literally, in fact, I don't have that old dictionary today, obviously, but boy, I wish I did. In fact, I did. I'd bring show and tell, and I'd show you, because at the age of what would have been the age of about 27, 28, I just cut the word out of the dictionary, and I just basically didn't even recognize it as a worthwhile word. Where did I get that? From my dad. He was a 100%. No quit in him. When everybody else was kind of considering it, my dad was head on, game on, staying right with the task. That is a tremendous lesson that I have in my life today, because leadership gets very difficult, and there are times when you just say, wow, I'm worn out. Now, my father did teach me to take a break. He did teach me to rest. He did teach me that sometimes you got to back off enough to kind of refuel and renourish yourself. But there was no quit in him. I'm grateful for that lesson that he taught me.